So about a week ago, I saw the Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie, and I gotta say it was great. I understand the hype and praise that the movie has garnered, but despite that, there are some things that I wish the movie would have done better. As of November 16th, 2025, the Chainsaw Man movie has garnered a 9.19 rating on my anime list, which I believe is too high for this movie, and in today's video, I, Leaf Shinobi Siv, will be reviewing the Reze Arc and giving my honest thoughts and opinions of the movie, as well as my rating of the movie, so let's get straight into it. Before we begin, I will be spoiling the movie, so if you haven't already seen it yet and do not wish to be spoiled, might I suggest this video for you on the top right hand of your screen, where that iCard is. Or feel free to explore the rest of my channel and see what interests you. I got anime reviews and other content surrounding anime out there, so feel free to check it out. Thank you in advance, and this is your spoiler alert warning. Okay, right off the bat I want to mention the notes that I took of the movie right after watching it, and they are as follows. Reze smart. Makima kills her at the end. Denji with flowers in front of power. Denji simp. Denji realizes he's a simp. Denji still a simp. Sharkman swam through water, runs on land, and through paved roads? Sword Buddy was crying, hugging a dude, and didn't get sucked in. Denji kills everything, but spares Reze? Needed more Reze backstory. To be fair, these notes basically summarize the movie for the most part, and I will expand upon that last part about the Reze Arc backstory, but here's a more cohesive version of that summary. The movie starts with Denji dreaming about talking to Pochita, or at least he's trying to talk to Pochita in his dreams. Pochita is the chainsaw devil that looks like a dog with a chainsaw on its head. He finds a door, but before he can open it, thinking Pochita is there, Pochita himself warns Denji to never open that door. When he wakes up, he's surprised to see that Power has grown even more horns and gets his shit pushed in for trying to touch her horns. Makima has to borrow Power to fix this, as with more horns she becomes more demon-like, and in order to balance that out, they have to drain her blood. So, because of that, Denji is given a new partner, who is a shark demon who can turn into a shark and swim into anything really. Water, concrete. He can move around pretty fast on his legs, surprisingly, in his shark form. Anyways, on the flip side, the sword guy also gets put with a new partner who has angelic wings. It's supposed to be a demon, but this demon has wings. I don't get it, but it is what it is, I guess. Anyways, it starts to rain, so Denji runs into a phone booth for shelter. Coincidentally, a girl also runs into the phone booth, so Denji being Denji tries to impress this girl with the magic trick by pulling a flower out of his throat. Yeah, kinda weird, isn't it? Anyway, she laughs it off and promises to pay him back in the future, or like 15 minutes later, as Denji goes to the restaurant that she happens to work at. Coincidentally. They spend some time together, and it's here where we, the viewer, start to become a little bit suspicious of Reze. She begins moving things quite quickly, and Denji, being the simp he is, gets fooled into thinking that Reze is romantically interested in him. She takes him to her school at night and they go for a swim, where Denji learns how to swim in the first place, which will be relevant later. But on the other side, an intruder going after Denji finds Reze as she leaves the bathroom and chases after her to the rooftop. The attacker tries to go in for the kill, but something snaps in Reze as she effortlessly subdues her attacker and goes back to Denji, but not before recruiting the devil who tried to kill her, the Typhoon Devil. She returns to Denji and asks him on a festival date, which goes well. He even gets a smooch, but suddenly he begins clutching his throat. He can't move from the shock, and just as Reze was about to finish him off, the Shark Devil comes in time and saves him, only for Reze to reveal that she's the Bomb Devil, capable of making any part of her body explode, and that she's working with the Gun Devil, which has been the enemy of Denji and his crew for a while. With Denji being, out of commission for a time being, the Shark Man and his friends try to save Denji by escaping from Reze, but they fail to do so. Once Denji wakes up, he is forced to fight Reze, and things aren't looking too good. In fact, he's almost defeated by Reze, but the angel devil comes in time and saves him with that red juice. Well, then that same devil brings up the idea of using chains, and somehow Denji gets this trick to work on the first try, which he should not have been able to figure that out right away, but for the sake of the plot, he did. He rides the shark devil like a horse using the chains into battle, eventually making the fight a one-on-one, or technically one-on-two, after Denji defeats the typhoon devil that was assisting Reze. Speaking of Reze, as she's about to end the fight again, Denji traps her and himself in chains as they sink to the bottom of the ocean. They wake up at a beach having been saved by the shark devil, only for Denji to let Reze go because she has a hot piece of ass. Denji tells Reze that he will be waiting for her at the restaurant that she works at, but she never shows up in the end. Denji being oblivious to everything in his surroundings. AKA, turn your goddamn head around, buddy. You can probably guess what happens. Instead, Power shows up, which must have been a turnoff for him as he ends up eating the flowers he had gotten for Reze. I'm not gonna lie, that seems kind of funny. Now that the story has been summarized, I can give my thoughts about the movie. First off, the movie is great. The visuals, animation, and voice acting were all done really well, especially Reze. Alexis Tipton, the voice actor for Reze in the dub, did a phenomenal job and really showed off the character as a charming girl with a deadly side to her who's ready to stand on business. In fact, the performance was so impressive that she low-key became my favorite character in Chainsaw Man for a bit, at least before she died. Anyways, it's too bad Makima took care of her. I know the Chainsaw Man universe is bleak, messed up and all, but if there was a character who I wished would have gotten a redemption arc, or a second chance, it would have been Reze. And I believe she would have been one heck of an asset, power-wise. The only thing about Reze that was missing was more information on her background. The only information we were given is halfway into the movie when she sings in Russian after taking out that intruder that was trying to attack her, and towards the end of the movie where Kishibe mentions that Reze was a test subject in Russia. I think the movie could have added around 10 to 15 minutes spread out where they showed her past where she was trained, and maybe even how she started working for the Gun Devil, because she basically pushed her way into the movie and Denji's circle, but of course Denji's simp ass fell for her. Denji was literally caught slipping, though there was more than just him that was slipping off, if you know what I mean. Plus, for a character that made up a majority of the movie, giving so little information about her, background in particular, kind of defeats the purpose of her being this big bad villain if we don't know much about her. You know, you want to build up the character, right? So it doesn't really build the character if you don't really give their background. So I mentioned that the animation was on point, but it felt like it was almost too much on point, that it kind of went a bit crazy when Denji was fighting the bomb devil towards the end of the movie, but not in a bad way. I should also mention that I saw the movie in 3D, so that might be why it went a bit crazy. It's funny because in the beginning of the movie only the text was popping out in 3D. It wasn't until like maybe 30 minutes into the movie or something where everything finally started to become 3D, not just the text. Speaking of Denji, there isn't much that has changed about him from season 1. He's still a simp, so much so that his simpness, yes that's a word now, is what gives this story its plot. I mean, if Denji had used his brain and was like, why in the world is this girl trying to mosey up to me this quickly? Then I guess this movie would have been shorter, but you get my point. You know what's crazy? Denji even admits it, more or less, that he's a simp, of course, in his devil form, when he tells Reze that every girl that he's loved has tried to kill him. But then he proceeds to spare Reze's life anyways, just because he wouldn't mind dying to a hot piece of ass. That's literally what he says in the movie. And man, I wanted to facepalm so hard. I don't know why I didn't at the moment, but I assure you I did. That's the issue with Denji though. Like, I get he's an adolescent and a few years into puberty, but man, if you're gonna be a simp, at least be a faithful simp, you feel me? Makima surprised me because before I hated Makima just as much as I hated Mei from JJK. But after watching the Reze arc, my respect for Makima went all the way up. Don't get it twisted, she's a manipulative, duplicitous, who will do whatever it takes to rise up the ranks. But she knows what she wants and she'll make sure she gets it by any means necessary. And to a degree I can respect that. Reze tries to go and meet up with Denji but is stalked by Makima, who chooses to interfere after all the destruction that Reze caused, fighting Denji, and eliminates her, making a statement that Denji is hers and only hers to manipulate to her desire. Which is one heck of a power move. Not that power. That scene is the reason why my respect for Makima went up so much. I mean, Denji makes it so easy to manipulate him, so you might as well go for it, right? I mean, all you have to do is really show the guy like High School DxD, for example, and he'll do whatever you want. So yeah, just manipulate the shit out of him, Makima. You go, girl. Oh, also, the angel demon with the angel wings. Yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop. Is interesting in and of himself because he has the power to turn anything into a weapon, and also seems to have Hidan's power, in the sense that he's able to inflict damage to others by hurting himself just like Hidan did. But it doesn't seem like he has to do any ritual for that, or if he does, the movie didn't show what ritual he had to do. I wonder if that guy will be used when fighting the Gun Devil, or if he's just Makima's trump card that she keeps to herself. Look, Denji is a funny guy at times, but I have this love-hate relationship with his character. I do appreciate how unhinged he gets, not afraid to speak or swear his mind, but the simp shit needs to stop, man. My rating of the Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie is a solid 8.25 out of 10. It's better than season 1, don't get me wrong, but I do wish that some things would have been fixed to the story, but anyways, it is what it is. Also, Mappa animators, thank you so much for all the work that you do. You give us fire animation and you're overworked to the bone, it's crazy. I appreciate you guys so much, because after the garbage I had to witness of One Punch Man Season 3, I am so grateful that you guys exist, and that you put so much hard work into your animation. So thank you, Mappa animators. Right, well that's the video, so if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Okay, bye bye. Bye bye.